something a wise man once said that stuck with me for 4 years now. I thought about responding defensively to try and discredit some of the opinions here, since it bothers me too much when internet strangers express ideas that seemingly invalidate my fundamental life decisions. Instead, I decided to go floss. I guess I'll still probably end up divorce raped or whatever, but at least I'll have great effing teeth. This is a video about ethical dilemmas and the red pill. I know almost everybody on here is talking about masculinity and dating and sex and relationships and is prattling on about the same thing. Be more alpha, step up your alpha, lead your woman, and life will be great. Alpha, alpha, alpha. And I'm sure to a 29-year-old life coach, he believes this too. He's got a Gumroad ebook and everything. So this is going to go over a common scenario with common results and tons of examples of guys who just don't get it, guys who have no frame, and women who lead their relationships into the ground. Afterwards, I'm going to leave you with a question and you can mull it over to your heart's content afterwards. So Rollo Tomassi has a quote. It's something like, "The only agency a woman has is her sexuality." And a woman hears that and thinks it means, the only reason I'm put on this earth is to be a warm hole, which it's not what it means, but you know girls, they can't see past their own nose. So here's an example behind the depth of that statement. You get married. High school sweethearts or late 20 millennials, doesn't matter. She wants a baby and you're ambivalent about it. So she cries and she gets angry and she threatens to leave and you acquiesce. It's easier to keep her than to get rid of her. Maybe she's even pretty damn good and you're running a good little ship in that house, so you have a kid. Heck, maybe you're gung-ho about the whole thing and the time worked out for the family and both of you are happy, yay. I will tell you that any man who's ever been in this situation will tell you, if he's being honest, one nagging fear, one unspeakable concern, one socially unacceptable, perfectly reasonable, and very justified concern. What happens if after she gets exactly what she wants out of life, and on evolutionary terms, what else would that be? What happens if after she gets what she wants, she no longer keeps trying? Women treat their man as their world until they have a kid, then the kid's the world, and most guys can get on board with that. It's his kid too, but she gains weight. And not just a few pounds. Everybody can squint and ignore 10 or 20. I'm talking about weight. What do you do then? At the exact moment you decided to invest 100% in this is the exact time she decided to invest in you 0%. Now girls hear this, lose their damn mind. Worship the child, we are parents, love me the way I am, no matter what I look like. Get a herd of Karens to yell at a guy enough and he'll just shut up. Any of the other guys in the area won't dare even bring it up and create just another bloodbath. It's called threat point. It's a concept that Dalrymple, a famous red-pilled writer, used to talk about when it came to divorce. He talks about those horrifically damaged divorces that turn a man into an example and how they have a cooling effect on other men around. They end up being less likely to pursue their own self-interest because of the deterrent offered by the occasional weaponized divorce. And it's the same thing here. Now, in some cases, it's not just a lazy wife who can't be bothered to invest her man because she's got hers. Her child is God and she only needs one God. No. In some cases, the wife's actually pretty awesome. She tries her best to get into shape again, but loose skin, stretch marks, permanently altered bone structures, any type of body type stuff. She's trying, but she just can't do it. And sure, you offer your help every chance you get because you're in it to win it and you guys are invested in each other and you're in love, but what's done is done. You just don't feel it anymore. Attraction can't be negotiated. And while women love to hear this when they're telling guys who approach girls that a no means no, it doesn't seem to count when it's a guy who just can't anymore. So alpha doesn't fix everything, regardless of what Chad, the 28-year-old destroyer of Poon, will tell you. What exactly is the red-pilled strategy here? Now, I guarantee you, There's no life coaches or dating experts or alpha males talking about this. And why? Well, it's because there's no answer that makes you out to be a hero in your own mind. No answer that commands respect from your community and dominates the women, like there's some barbarian horde at the gate. There is no heroes. There is no villains. There's only life. And you can't sell a course on Gumroad titled Making Hard Decisions and Living with the Consequences, so that's why you're never going to see it. Now, we had hundreds of old field reports about this very thing, and every side piles on. Women tell the girl to leave him. He's a dick, and this is abuse, and something, 1945 Germany in the household all over again. Guys, on the other hand, tell the dude to shut up, just train himself to like it and be a man and suffer in silence with a grin. Cool. But they also laugh at the idea that not liking trans women is bigoted, so which is it? Is attraction a choice, or is it not a choice? Seems it matters if it's helpful to women. Leaving that one there, though. So there's only you and the mental models you built, and the frame to seeing your own happiness is sacrosanct. Now, feminists have already degraded the institution of marriage into a simple financial transaction, so there's no reason not to play with the hand you've been given. You have a few choices. 1, you put up with it. You sign on to Pornhub Premium with your Bitcoin and hope that your newfound situation is a livable misery. Now we can laugh at that, but most guys are doing this already. 2, we can accept it for what it is. Be the father for your children and the husband for your wife, the baby daddy for your baby mama, whatever. Attraction is not a choice, so you go find somebody discreetly to go be attracted to. Some wives kind of figure this is what happens, but prefer to live in a willful ignorance, so God help you if you embarrass her publicly or have bad discretion. The quote goes that girls are willing to share a high-value man, but hate being saddled with a loyal but low-value man. The one thing they love more is not having their noses rubbed in it. And 3, you leave. You won't live a lie, you won't live in quiet desperation, you sort out a parenting schedule and live your life. She was great, and now it's over, and life moves on. So if you've noticed, the one thing that all these choices have in common is you. You are the villain. You aren't liked by anybody in this when the story gets out. You didn't listen to what everybody else wanted you to do. And the amount of happiness you have is correlated with the amount of a villain you are in how many people's stories. It's a simple mental model. Now, you have to be willing to be the villain in somebody else's story to be the main character in your own. I'm not going to tell you what the right answer is because, to be frank, there is no right answer. There's only a wrong answer that you can live with. And that's why nobody talks about this. Nobody except a bunch of dudes on the internet forums arguing about sexual strategy. It's why traditional conservative men and women have no place in this conversation. Because the only answers you get on this are people responding defensively to try and discredit opinions, since it's a hit to their core identity when internet strangers express ideas that seemingly invalidate their fundamental life choices. So the next time you want to argue with Karen, the middle-aged soccer mom, realize you're not discussing strategy. She's pissed that her special little boy ruined her body and is mad at you for not letting her live the lie. The one that she can have everything and there's no trade-offs, and she's still the same 20-year-old thought that wraps men around her little finger. The idea of losing that and transforming into the current body shaper wearing, short bob having soccer mom is such an affront to her only agency against the world. This is a girl's version of getting zeroed out. A girl's covert contract with the world. And just like how a man will go through so much pain when he's zeroed out, this is hers. And this is the point. Life is usually about the stories we tell ourselves, and in this case, in this story, there's no heroes, there's no villains, there's only people, there's only situations, and there isn't always an optimal choice. Sometimes you just have to pick among the least worst options and accept. You are going to be the bad guy in somebody's story. At least try to be the good guy in your own. Oh, and next time some chick starts yelling at you for being a misogynist, don't forget to floss. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Another episode of Red Pilled Coffee. Gonna ruffle of feathers, but the takeaway from it is just make the choices you have to make and live with the consequences of them. just accept a lot of things you do when you look out for your own self-interest first are going to ruffle some feathers. And if you're not okay with that, then you really have no business being here and listening to this stuff, because that's the whole point of what I'm trying to express. On that note, thanks for sticking around. You know the spiel. Hit like, hit subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Shout out to Patreon. 280 guys in there, I think, now, talking about strategy every Friday, and pretty soon we're going to be adding some other days to that one too as it grows bigger. Anyways, none of this would be possible without them. And as always, in the back, we got the book. Now the audiobook is out on Amazon, and it's done amazing already. In the first 3 weeks, it's already been outdoing like the paperback and the Kindle put together. So it's humbling, and it's good to see all that work went to good use, and I hope you guys enjoy it. On that note, though, I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Cheers. Charles Bukowski, Jordan Peterson, Neil Strauss. I like these guys. Add some salt to cover up the bitterness of middle-aged soccer moms and put in the oven for 45 minutes. Optionally, you can take from all this stuff what you want and leave the rest. So enjoy Fuck Files. 15 lessons from a decade of women, now on audio.
Thank you.